Freedom. As humans, it's something we crave, and when we have it, we treasure it. But here in Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud, the definition of freedom is far from what many expect. In fact, many Kiwis aren't aware that our picturesque and beautiful country has more surveillance than the United States of America. Do we as New Zealand citizens really know what goes on behind closed doors? Do we feel confident that our privacy through multiple social media platforms is as secure as how it's portrayed? Our smartphone devices are capable of things that were once deemed unimaginable. They can save lives, and they are tools for endless opportunities. What many people may not realise is right now, some stranger may have access to their photos, contacts and messages, all from the comfort of their home in some part of the world. This is Unknown Eyes, New Zealand's Area 51. New Zealand's Secret Intelligence Service, established in 1956 and was initially designed to spy on other countries. The SIS has covered historical moments in war and conflict, the Cold War, post-Cold War and war on terror in the present day. But in today's day and age, the real war is between our citizens and the government. It seems as though we are kept out of the loop and told that we have next to no security, when really, famous expert and whistleblower Edward Snowden suggests otherwise.
Because we're talking about mass surveillance, we're talking about everything that's going on, and the fact that the Prime Minister has denied that there is no mass surveillance in New Zealand, that these are only cyber protection programs, and even though they were contemplating them, they never went forward. He heroically put a stop to this at the 11th hour, and none of us know what's going on. But you know, there are actually NSA facilities in New Zealand that the GCSB is aware of, and that means the Prime Minister is aware of.
Our world is dominated by social media. We start and end our days by checking our phones and communicating to friends and family through various applications. But what exactly do social media applications take from our profiles? Do they spy on our every movements, our conversations, and our daily online activities?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they collect data on us, for sure. And if they're using this now to then go and sell it on to the government to find out where we are, that's quite a broad leap from what we're saying. But they do collect data and they do use that for their marketing purposes, to analyze their customer base, you can sell it off to advertisers and things like that. So if you're on Facebook talking about something, you will see very quickly ads about that topic turn up.
The media regularly releases articles making citizens aware of our public safety, and most recently, New Zealand is believed to have been targeted for a terrorist attack. It seems as though this news is almost swept under the rug, with other national stories of less importance being considered more significant. Therefore, New Zealanders are not exposed to the truth, and are left bewildered. If you could describe the state of surveillance in New Zealand, I guess the state and the knowledge of citizens, in one word, how would you describe the state of surveillance in New Zealand and the public's knowledge of it?
Confused.
And why is that?
Because people have to run their lives. They read what's being talked about. It's very hard to get proper information about these things, and so we're told there's nothing wrong, and don't worry, that surveillance is completely legitimate. On one pole, we're being naive and we're not actually taking enough notice about what's happening in our world, and potentially what's happening to ourselves, but mainly just in our world. But on the other pole, we're creating the fear and the sort of the shutting down of people's sense of freedom, which is the very thing that we're trying to avoid.
Green Party spokesman Keith Locke says he has been personally spied on by the GCSB and gives Kiwis a harrowing warning.
Most New Zealanders would have had their communications intercepted by the GCSB through Waihopa. It doesn't mean to say that information is going to be used against you, but it can. The GCSB and the SIS are involved in vetting of thousands of people every year, and I know from incidents that I've come across that people have been refused jobs or refused promotions on a political basis, on the basis of information gathered against them.
When a New Zealander turns on their electronic devices, they become candidates of exposure. Experts have shared their knowledge to us in a field which seems very bleak and have warned us of what the future holds. Surveillance laws in New Zealand should be second nature to Kiwis, as it affects us in the 21st century almost more than anything else. But until those doors open and the truth is exposed, the unknown eyes of New Zealand's Secret Intelligence Service will remain.